How can you become a tax professional that has been awarded the highest license that the Internal Revenue Service awards to tax professionals? Well, if that's the question you have, you're in the right place because that's exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video: how to become an enrolled agent in 2025. If you're new here, my name is Timalyn Bowens, and I am America's favorite EA. And I am determined to help other tax professionals learn about this designation and become enrolled agents as well. So let's talk about this for 2025. The testing window for the exam begins May 1st of 2025, and it goes all the way through to February 28th of 2026. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. So this year, there are a few prerequisites that you need before you can sit for the exam. Now, when I mention prerequisites, you don't have to have an accounting degree. As a matter of fact, you actually don't even have to have a college degree at all to sit for this exam, okay? The first thing that you'll need is a PTIN through the Internal Revenue Service, and that's PTIN. It stands for Prepare Tax Identification Number. Now, when you apply for this PTIN, this is something that you have to pay for. And as of today's date, I believe it's 1975. It might be 1995, but it's in that ballpark, okay? With this Prepare Tax Identification Number, if you decide to prepare tax returns, the IRS can track the amount of returns that you've done. They also can track who you are representing once you become an enrolled agent by using your PTIN in addition to your enrolled agent number. So I like to think of it kind of like your social security number for the tax professional part of you, right? So that's the first thing. We need to make sure you have a PTIN. Next, there's a three-part exam called the Special Enrollment Exam. Now, each of these three parts is going to have 85 multiple choice questions that cover a huge base of tax law, okay? Now, these are given at Prometric testing centers, and they're given from a computer. For SEE1, so Special Enrollment Exam 1, is going to cover individual taxation. So the work that you need to do before you're actually ready to file, so we'll call it the pre-work, okay? Then we're talking about credits, deductions, those types of things. Now, when we move to SEE2, it's going to be covering businesses, because individuals are one thing, but then businesses are a different tax entity that are going to have different rules that apply. All right. Then for SEE3, it's going to cover practice and procedure. It's also in a very small amount going to cover representation of taxpayers. And becoming an enrolled agent gives you the right and privilege to have unlimited representation rights of taxpayers. I will clue you in on this though. Although it's covered on the exam, it does not teach you how to represent taxpayers and how to do installment agreements or go about an audit or remove a levy. For that, I strongly suggest that you find a very solid mentor that can help you learn the ropes of the game as you take on clients to represent them. Okay? Now, on these exams with the 85 questions, you have to have a passing score of 105, and you must pass all three of the exams within 3 years of passing the first one. Now, when we're looking at the exam For 2025, it is going to cover the information that is pertaining to the 2024 tax year. So right now it's April 2025, and if you prepared taxes this season, the information that's going to be on the test for 2025 is the information that you just learned and applied for the 2024 tax year. So it should be really, really fresh on your mind, okay? So each year when they update it, it's going to be using the tax law and referencing the tax law from the tax season that just passed. All right. So, number one, you've got your PTIN. Number two, you've sat for and passed all three parts of the special enrollment exam. Congratulations, but you're not quite there yet. Next, you need to apply for enrollment with Form 23. Now, this can be done online at pay.gov, Form 23, or you can find Form 23 on the IRS website and then print it and fill it out and mail it. That is where you are going to fill out the information about your test. You're going to give some personal information about yourself, and then you will pay an enrollment fee. And if that application is approved, we have one more step before you can become an enrolled agent. Now, for more information on Form 23, I do have a video on this channel that walks you through that process. I will make sure that it is linked at the end of this video so you can click and get straight to it. Okay? Now, the final part is going to be your suitability check, which also is going to include a background check. Because think about it, with unlimited representation rights, we want to make sure that we are protecting taxpayers and giving them advocates that aren't quite a bit sketchy, right? So with this background check and the suitability check, one of the things they're checking is to make sure that you yourself are in tax compliance. But if you are not, there is still hope. Let me say it that way. You can get those back tax returns filed, and if you have a debt that you can't pay in full, you yourself can request an installment agreement. Once you're within that installment agreement, you have the payment plan. Now, friend, you're back in tax compliance, and you should be fine with your suitability check. Okay? With the background check, we are also going to be taking a look in, when I say we, I mean the IRS is going to be taking a look at criminal history. So there are exceptions that are made, but if you have a felony on your record, this may deter you from becoming an enrolled agent. Okay? So one, we have the PTIN. Two, you have to sit for and pass all three parts of the special enrollment exam within 3 years, and the passing score is a 105. Then, after that, you're going to apply for enrollment with Form 23. Next, when you do that, you have to go through a background and suitability check. Now, with the exam, there is a way to bypass that potentially if you have qualifying technical experience working with the Internal Revenue Service. And when I say working with, I mean those who actually were employed by the Internal Revenue Service. That technical experience may be enough for them to be able to surpass taking the enrolled agent exam. That is something that if you're a former IRS employee, you'll want to take a look at to see if you qualify. Or if you're like me, a lifetime learner, you may want to take the test anyway just to test your knowledge and see what you know. Now, I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any other questions about how to become an enrolled agent in 2025, please drop them down below in the comments. But I also want to say that if you are becoming an enrolled agent because you have your own aspirations to start an enrolled agent firm, I want to give you a personal invitation to join my free community and email list, How to Start an Enrolled Agent Firm. I will leave the link down below, and I hope to see you in the community soon.